Morning, everybody. Dr. Bruce Gilroy here with Health Source Chiropractic in Atascocita, Texas. Coming to you on Thursday, December 2nd, 2021. Inching closer and closer to Christmas and the end of the year. And let's put this in my ear so that I can have a microphone. Maybe it'll sound a little better. I don't know. But anyway, coming to you today to talk to you about something interesting that is occurring in my practice. Excuse me. I've got two young student patients right now. I mean, high schoolers. One's 14, one's 16, and both of them have bulging or herniated discs at a very young age. That's not something I've seen in my 30 years. I've got another one that I'm about to run an MRI on, and I'm pretty sure we're going to find something significant on her as well. So both of these young teens are on our decompression table, my youngest patients to ever be on decompression. So I started thinking, I've never seen this before. Why are we starting to see this kind of stuff? Like I'm starting to see arthritis in younger and younger people, not necessarily 16-year-olds, but like 30-year-olds. I'm starting to see spinal arthritis. Why is that? What has changed? It's not our genetic coding suddenly. It's not that we don't make spinal discs as good as we used to in a generation or two ago. It's that our lifestyles have changed and have affected this. Our students these days, our young folks, that generation of 30 and below, is the first generation to grow up eating so much junk and energy drinks and caramel macchiatos and Coca-Cola left and right and all kinds of processed crap food-like substances, not even really food. So they're doing that. Secondly, this generation is a generation growing up with screens, like what I'm talking to you on right now. Screens all the time, and they sit all day at school. Both of these students that are, all three of these students that are on with disc issues, one with a potential disc issue, they're not trauma-related patients. They have they've been active in their life, as a matter of fact, to a certain degree. They've been playing in sports. But as I talked to them, I said, listen, I know you practice your sport an hour and a half, 2 hours on a given day, but all day long, you're doing what? Sitting. When you go home at night, what do? Sit and look at screens, whether it's TV screens or computer screens or iPhone screens or whatever it may be. Sitting. Eating bad food. Also, this generation is massively stressed out. I have two kids that graduated high school in the past decade, and I know the amount of stress that they're under to make grades and to qualify to go to certain schools or whatever it may be. Way more stress than I had. And so there's multiple things that I think are feeding into this. It's just horrible. So what I'm saying is, if you're raising younger folks right now, you got to start making some changes in their lifestyle. Well, you're going to have to make it in your life too, because you got to set the pace. You got to be the one that starts eating more real foods. That starts making sure you move appropriately and exercise appropriately. And you got to make sure you're learning how to de-stress and teaching them how to do those things too. Because it's just not normal for these kids to be having problems like this already from a physical standpoint in their spine. So my recommendation, my tip of the day today is make sure you are leading the way with your kids. And if you're a younger person watching this and you don't have kids, it's your time. You can turn things around starting right now, and in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you're going to have a massively different future with regards to your health coming at you, way better than it is right now. So just think about that. The other thing I pointed out to some of my student patients yesterday, was that when I graduated chiropractic college 31 years ago, next week actually, they had something called type 2 diabetes that was referred to as adult onset diabetes, because it came about in adulthood usually. Now they just call it diabetes because the younger generation is getting it way more. And again, it's not a genetic change. You don't see genetic changes in 1-2 generations like that. That's just not possible. It's lifestyle. And as I always like to say, if lifestyles can make us sick, and they can, then lifestyles can make us well, and they can. So keep that in mind, all right? All right, that's my tip for the day. Listen, next Thursday, starting at 6 o'clock in the evening until 8 o'clock in the evening, we're having an event here that's called the Holiday Shopping Extravaganza. We got some vendors coming in. We got some food trucks coming in. We got door prizes to give away, and you can shop small from small vendors, right, for your loved ones for about 2 hours. Come on in. We got food and drink going to be here, door prizes, vendors. Just come check it all out and see what you can get locally and small. All right. Shout at us if you need us today. We'll be seeing patients starting at 2:30 this afternoon at 281-852-5600. You guys have a great one. Take care. Bye.